We're about to go get some bees. I'm getting a nucleus, which is going to be 4 frames with a queen and some brood in the frames and some honey and pollen, hopefully, and about 10,000 bees or so. This is a nucleus box that I made. It fits 5 frames. I made this little latch, since I didn't have one, out of some sheet metal and a hinge. Top made of MDF here, and it's got a screen in the top for air. This is one of my frames. Since this box fits 5 frames, there's going to be 4 frames in this one in here. They can start working on it if they are industrious. You can see it has another bit of screen at the bottom so that the air can flow through, so they can get enough ventilation. A string to hold it, keep the hinge from, keep the lid from opening too far, and that just screws closed with a little butterfly bolt, butterfly nut. And so we're gonna go here with Javier Calderón from Yaguarón. We're gonna go out to his place where his bees are. It says it's about 3 kilometers from the town of Yaguarón here. As you can hear, we're right beside the highway. All the vehicles going past. This is Ruta 2, Route 2, where it goes through Yaguarón. And here's the beekeeping supply place where Javier works. So here we are with Señor Javier. He's got the box, he's got the smoker, he's got his whole kit on. We're gonna go back here and get a nucleus out of one of the hives. So here we go. ¿Tenés su bulón? ¿Dejaste en el auto? ¿Querés? Here's his nucleus right here on the ground. Seem to be pretty calm. So they don't actually have any frames, they have just this one frame, and then they've just got their comb built loose in there. So there's a frame with some honey.
Buena reina.
Good queen, he says. So put that in the box.
Vamos a quitar eso. Quita.
Put that in the box. And somehow we got to get the other comb out of here with no frame. He's spraying them with some honey with sugar water that I brought.
Vamos a ver.
This is hive tool here. Yeah. Broken hacksaw blade. is the hive tool. So now he's getting out some string here, some thread, black thread. Looks like he's going to improvise here with a frame. Put the loose comb onto the frame here. He's working without gloves. Me, I am covered from head to foot. Double layer pants, double layer shirt. So he's tying the string. It looks like he's gonna get the comb out of here. Starting to sting a little bit. ¿Esta es tu propiedad o de otro?
No, esto yo estoy alquilando. Estaba alquilando. Pero ahora voy a ocupar todo.
There's a piece of loose comb. Let's see if we can attach it to the frame. No. Put it in the box. Just loose like that. Oh, shake off the bees. I get it. Put the frame, put the comb on the frame. Cut a line there where the wire is, so we can press it onto the frame. So, get some covered brood there, some capped brood. I'm going to tie the yarn string around. So that it stays there. And tie it off at the top. He's had a bunch of his frames stolen from boxes, had a bunch of boxes stolen, and people thought there was honey in them. There wasn't. There were just brand new nucleuses that he was raising. Stick that one in there. Now does he thread to tie another frame on there. So let's see if I can help him out a little bit here. The box, you can see what's left in there. Some comb on each side, a bunch of bees. brood in there. Bees with their heads in the comb eating honey. Looking nice. Put the bees in there, shake them off. And repeat. We got all the comb in there that would fit. There's a bee on my lens. There's still some comb that didn't fit, but we got most of the bees in there. He dropped one of the frames at one point and had a bunch of bees on the ground, but we still got a good number of... He didn't drop a frame, he dropped a piece of comb. We still got a good number of bees and quite a bit of comb in there with some brood and some pollen, a little bit of honey. So they should be okay at least till we get them home, and hopefully they can start working. We've sprayed them quite a bit with the sugar water. There's a bunch of bees in there, it might not look like it, but there are. ¿Te picaron mucho?
No, uno en mi dedo acá.
Just one sting on his finger. That's not too bad, working without gloves. So here's my... Oops, light went off. Here's my Nuke. See if you can't see any bees in there. Can you hear them? Not really. So here I am, about to go home with about 10,000 bees in my front seat. So here we go. So here we've got my Nuke box set up. It's been here for the last couple of days. I got here late on Monday evening and set it up while it was dark, and just put a hive lid over it because I knew it was going to be rainy these days, and it's a pretty overcast day today too, but I need to get them put in their box. So I brought the new box here. There's the bottom board and the inside cover, some frames. Top of the lid is dirty because I had a couple of rocks sitting on it just in case there was high wind. And I've just opened the lid of the box, the Nuke box, and that's why they've been coming in and out. But now I need to put them in their permanent box. I need to hurry up a little bit because it's likely to start raining again. So I'm just going to take the lid off. I don't know how long I'll be able to film this because it's tricky with one hand. And you can see they're moving about in there quite a bit, quite active. I've got a little piece of wood holding the lid partway open. I'm going to smoke them a little bit more. I went to my other hive and brought a frame it's not capped, but it has quite a lot of honey in it, so that they'll have enough to eat for the next few days till they get going themselves. I'm going to smoke them just a little bit more. Smoke them underneath where the screen is. Smoke them a little bit on top here. Get them eating some of their honey. This spot is a lot more out in the open. I got a little cleared place here. It's more out in the open than the other place where I have them under shade. I've noticed a lot of beekeepers here in Paraguay keep their bees in the shade because of the heat. Several beekeepers have told me to put them out more in the sun, so despite thinking that maybe they might get a little hot out here. This is more open to the sky here, so we'll see how they do in this spot. I'm gonna put the camera down now. I'll just open it up, and there they are. Now I'm gonna transfer these 4 frames over into the other box. Hopefully the queen didn't get squashed. Look, they've already been working quite a bit. They've joined some comb together. They've been very busy. Over just 2 days they've been working quite hard. Those 2 frames are completely joined together. So I'm going to put the camera down because I'm going to need both hands to work. I've got the frames moved over. This one right here is very thick because it actually has 2 combs in it. So there's not quite room for 10 frames. Just a little bit too thin here for another frame. So it's going to end up being a mess. I suppose that's what's bound to happen when we get them out of a box like we got them out of on Monday, but it's not too bad. And they're already going to work, so I'm hopeful. Here's the other box. There's still some hanging around in here, and I'll have to get the rest of those out, but most of them are out. So I got the 4 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Nuke, and the frame of honey, almost full, that I got from my hive, my other hive, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 frames with undrawn wax foundation. So we'll see what they do. I hope they like this new home. Okay, it's all closed up, and I'm ready to go home. My extra frames, my smoker, my Nuke. I got an entrance reducer on there, and they're coming in and out. The guy that got me the Nuke, Javier, told me that bees here in Paraguay, when he has taken them to places, for example, he took hives to sesame fields for pollination, and they about half of them after the move would leave the hive, would abandon the hive. That this local hybrid is not is very sensitive to being moved, so that's why he recommended that I leave the Nuke sitting here with the lid partially open for a couple of days until they could get used to the move, and then put them into their new box. So that's why I've only just done that now. So I guess there's still a possibility that they would abandon. So we're hoping that they'll enjoy this spot and they'll stay here and produce some good honey.